Hi, I'm Kristen Dickey, Assistant Marketing Director at Empower Brokerage, and I'm here with...
I'm Katelyn Culp, and I'm the Director of Operations here at Empower Brokerage.
Okay, awesome. And today we're going to talk about why young people should get into the insurance industry. And Katelyn had a couple of points to address here on that.
Yeah, so the first thing I would say about why you would want to get into the insurance industry whenever you're younger is there's a really low barrier to entry. And so because there's a low barrier to entry, you really just have to take the time to get your license. You can do that while you're working somewhere else. You can do that, just on the weekend in your free time. We also have a licensing class that we do. It's just a weekend class. So since the barrier to entry is low, that helps. The other thing is that 25% of insurance agents currently in the US today are over the age of 55. So there's a ton of room for growth for new agents. And I find that a lot of those agents who are older and have more experience, they don't mind mentoring a new agent because they're happy to get people involved in the industry. So for example, we had an agent, he was in his late 60s, and then we had a newly licensed agent who was about 25 at the time, and the older agent really mentored him. The younger agent was eager to learn, which is a big thing. And so now that younger agent is 28 years old and he has over 500 policies, right? And then if you're building the business, whenever you're young, you're gonna lock in your renewals. So when you're young, you can lock in 100 clients a year, right? And then over time, you're gonna continuously get renewals on all those clients while still building your business because you started when you're young, and if you take care of your clients, they're not gonna leave you.
One thing I'm curious about there that you mentioned is that a young person getting in this business would be able to have a lot of renewals by the time they are older. And so what does that mean?
So basically, whenever you write an insurance policy, most of the time it's a yearly renewal. During open enrollment or annual enrollment period, which is around this time of year, October, November, December, that client has the opportunity to change plans. And they can change plans with you if you're an independent insurance agent. And then you would continue to receive renewals on that. Or they'll stay in their plan, and those are true renewals. So then you really don't have to do anything besides just talk to your client and see if they want to make a change.
The longer you stay in the business, the easier it gets because you don't have to hound people or hunt down new clients.
Right, yeah. It's a lot easier, especially too, because your clients, if they trust you, they're gonna tell people about you, so.
Okay. And what are some things that you would say to young people who are looking to get into the business?
I would say, as an insurance agent, you can make your own schedule, which is super valuable. There's not a lot of industries where you can truly make your entire schedule. But because of that, you have to be very organized and self-motivated because no one's gonna tell you you need to be here at this time. No one's gonna tell you you need to call your clients today and just check in on them. You have to really push yourself to do that. The insurance industry is always changing, the rules are always changing, the products are always changing, the carriers are always changing, and the competition's always changing. So you have to be able to adapt, whether it be new technology, new processes, learning about a new product, new training. You have to be able to be adaptable.
I think that there is a little bit of an unfair, maybe not stigma, but image about the insurance industry. Have you heard any of those things? Do you have any counters to these misconceptions?
Yeah, so I would say it's not boring because if you want to talk to people and you're a people person, it's a great industry for you, right? I think of boring as selling something that isn't gonna majorly impact you.
It doesn't matter.
Right? If I was out there selling pens, I would find that very boring. But you get to hear stories in the insurance industry of people's lives and what they're going through, and you get to help them. So it's actually really rewarding in that sense. And I can see it seeming like it's difficult to understand at the beginning because most people, especially my age or your age, they don't understand what a deductible is or what an out-of-pocket maximum is. But if you explain everything in a way that makes sense, it's really easy to understand.
Yeah, so it's not even like, like you were saying, it's not about selling them anything.
Yeah.
Like it's just about being like a consultant or like a helpful resource.
Yeah, you're just there to help and explain. And most of the time they don't know what they need. So they need someone to tell them and they need someone to educate them. I could see someone not understanding everything and being like, I don't think I can do that. But I would find that in the insurance industry, people in this industry are more willing to help each other than most industries. So, there's always a training to be done. Agents get together, they talk about what works for them, what doesn't work for them, because at the end of the day, everyone needs insurance. So it's not like we're trying to battle out someone else for the one client. There's always going to be people who need insurance. So.
Like obviously this is a family business, but how did you end up going here? Because I think that with family businesses, it's not always like directly passed on. So like, how did you get involved initially?
Yeah, so it was a family business even before I was around. So because my dad worked for my uncle and my dad's uncle. And so I grew up literally running around the office. Like if I was sick, I would go to the office and sit in my dad's office. If it was the weekend, we ran a vending machine up at the Albanker office. So we'd go up there like once a month and we'd have to fill the vending machine and all of that. And so that's just always around it. We would complain to our parents that all they talk about at dinner was insurance. But now, I know way more than I would know otherwise. And so I went to college. I wanted to be a doctor. And then I started investing and I made a lot of money investing. And I was like, why would I go to school to be a doctor if I can invest? So then I went and got my master's in economics and I took all the classes to be a financial advisor. And then like 1 month before I was gonna take the test, you have to be sponsored or whatever. And my dad ended up changing his broker-dealer so I couldn't get sponsored. So then I was like, okay, Dad, I guess I'm just going to work for you for the time being. Okay. So sometimes I think he secretly tricked me into it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. And honestly, it's worked out really well. Like Tyler, I think always wanted to work here. Mackenzie was like 75%. And I was like, no. Mm-hmm. And then, I'm here. So, and it's great. So one of my favorite things about working here is that I never do the same thing in the same day. It's always something different, so okay. We don't have to keep any of that in because if it's boring.
If you don't want something in there, that's totally fine. But I think your story is really great.
That's the real story, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's humanizing. Like a lot of people, again, see insurance agents and they're like, oh, like ties and collars and, business books. But, a lot of insurance companies and like insurance brokerages are actually family businesses. Okay. So a lot of our competitors are also family businesses. It's pretty common. And if someone in your family doesn't want to buy the business or keep running it, a lot of times all the leaders of the top insurance brokerages are good friends. So a lot of times if no one in one person's family wants to run the company, they'll sell it to one of their friends. So. Okay. Out of like the whole insurance picture, like there's health, there's life, there's, so many different products. Like what is your like specialty?
So my specialty, coming from wanting to sell stocks, I really enjoy life insurance and annuities because it's a way that someone can actually create value instead of spend money on something. So I really enjoy that. I also, help with under 65 ACA. And I enjoy that too because it's more like new age, I guess. It's more like younger people that you're helping, some people haven't even bought insurance on their own before, Like I've got friends that are turning 26 and they're like, I don't know what to do. So I think that's interesting. Medicare just isn't really for me, but a lot of people love selling Medicare, so.
Katelyn, thank you so much for answering all of our questions today. And for our viewers, if you guys are interested in seeing any more videos like this where we talk about insurance and the stories that go into that, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. So thanks so much. See ya.